Hi everyone, welcome to our channel, Rebecca, Stu, and the crew. So it's Friday, and as promised, we're going to do two different videos today. This one will be for all of the new fall things at the Dollar Tree. And I also had another video that I put out today, and it's all the other new items I found this week at the Dollar Tree. That way we didn't have it so long, and I kind of organized the video just a little bit better. So let's go shopping. We're going to do the Halloween decor and the Halloween DIY items first, and then we'll go into the fall items. They had quite a bit of stuff out this week. They had their little like door hanging witch stockings with the feet. They've had these out the last few years. They've brought those back. They also had these two little wood decor pieces with different sayings on them. They have a wire hanger that hangs from them, and you get two for $1. And they had these ones here that say like Happy Halloween and the witches in, and there were two different sets of those. They also had their carvable pumpkins, but this year they have them in 3 different colors. Now the white one is just foam. It's not dipped in that plastic coat like the black one and the orange one that we're used to. They also have a bunch of their glitter branches out. They have them in the orange. You could also get them in purple and in black. And they had these light up roses. So I showed you guys these last week. They have these little fiber optic lights inside. You can get the red one. It kind of glows orange in the middle. There's like a little button on the side. Here's what they look like. They're like a long single stemmed rose. And then they also have the white one. The center lights up white, but has like a blue tint to it. The black one also looks a little bit white and blue, and then the purple one definitely looks blue in the inside when you press the button. So then they had a bunch of their Crafters Square decorative picks for Halloween. Some had skulls. They had the darker, deeper red tones, silver and black, and then they had a lot of glitter. Some have berries, some have glitter pumpkins, and other ones have skulls and spiders. So they were still putting some of those out, so I don't really know how many different versions they have of those. Then they have these large floral picks, which they had out last week. These are the dahlia clips, and they have the black flower with the purple glitter. They also have a black one with silver glitter. This one was a little bit more of like a lighter or like a dark magenta pink color, and then they had a deep purple. They also have these bottle brush trees. They have them in green, purple, orange, and black. The black ones are definitely selling the quickest. I've noticed those are usually the ones that are gone in the boxes. Then they have their miniature ornaments. I know they're coming out with a black tree this year. I saw it in their booklet that the manager showed me. They also have the extra large ornaments and then a bunch of decorative fillers. They have glitter pumpkins and skulls in the silver, gray, orange, and purple. They also have the larger glitter pumpkins that they've had out the last few years. You get 4 in a package for $1. And the same glitter bats that they've had out, they have those in the black and purple, and the spiders. You get a 4-pack. They're packaged a little bit differently this year, and these ones actually have a nice silver clip on the back of them. And then they had their witches hats. You get 3 for $1, and the brooms. Then they had these skeleton hands. I believe you get 12 in a pack. They had 2 different versions. One glows in the dark. You get 36 pieces of the styrofoam bones. They're skeletal bones. And then they also have the felt bats. You get 12 in this package. They also have the black cats, a ghost, and a jack-o'-lantern. And it's kind of hard to see, but if you see in this close-up picture, I tried to show how there's like little cutouts. You just have to punch out the extra pieces to see the faces. They also have some LED lights in orange and purple, which is packaged differently this year. And then these LED projector lights. There's 2 different ones. The orange one glows like a skull on the wall, and then the black one here shows like a Halloween scene with a witch and a scary tree in a haunted house. They also have the party bulb with 60 watts and a bunch of their deco mesh. You can get the solid colors. They also have the stripes, lots of repeats from the last few years. They have like the purple, orange, black, and white, and then they also have the striped ones that look like candy corn. Some have some gold through it, and then they have the sparkle mesh. A lot of the sparkle mesh has like the spider webs on it, and they're purple, orange, and black. And then they have the splatter mesh and the glitter mesh, which is a solid color. Then they had these 3 packs of bows with a skull in the center. You could get those in the purple, black, and orange as well, and you do get 3 for each package. They also had their like glitter stems. They're the wire covered tinsel. They have those in the purple, black, and orange, and they're like a wire tie. They also had in these new craft feathers in the Halloween colors. Then they had some of their wood stickers. They have the jack-o'-lanterns in several different sizes. And then the haunted house with the witch and some bats. Some are covered in glitter, some are matte, and some are just the plain natural wood. They also have the sugar skulls. And they had 2 different packs of those. Then they had just some regular stickers. Some are puffy stickers. Some have like a metal trim or like a faux metal trim around them to look like they have, you know, metal and stained glass. They have some that look like pretend like just metallic and metal, kind of shiny background. I don't really know how to describe it, but there's quite a few of those. And then they have just the regular plain stickers, and some of them are more of like a 3D sticker with like the ghosts. They have the skulls and crossbones, some funny ghosts. So there's quite a few of those. What I really like this year were these new ceramic pieces that you could paint. They have these large owls. They also have the sugar skulls. They're just 2 different skulls there. They're a nice size ceramic, very nicely made. They're not rough, they're nice and smooth. It would paint very nicely. They also have their wood signs back in, like the wicked one, the trick or treat, and the happy Halloween. Those are all the DIY signs that you can create yourself. They have the black cat with the jack-o'-lantern, the large jack-o'-lantern head with the 3D pieces for the face, and then they brought back the witch's feet in the cauldron. They also have the sugar skulls. There's 2 different ones of those. And then they have this posable skeleton that's made out of wood that's really cute. You can pose him any way you like. And then they have some DIY pins. So they just have like a clothespin on the back. So they have bats, the jack-o'-lantern, the witch's cauldron, and the feet. And then they have the ghosts that say boo. You get 6 in each one of those. And then they had these wooden DIY masks. You could get the jack-o'-lantern. They have a Dracula, I believe it's Frankenstein, and then they also have a witch. And those have some 3D pieces on them as well. Then they have these wood palette looking DIY pieces. They have a witch's hat, a bat. They also had a tombstone and like the casket. They had their large signs that look like the haunted houses that you can DIY. There's 2 different ones of those. The one has a little bit more detail to it, like the ghost in the doorway. They have the Frankenstein head, the bride of Frankenstein with the cutouts there. And then they brought back these signs that say eek and boo. They also had some new ones that have almost like a decorative wreath around it that say Happy Halloween with some spiders. There's lots of detail in those. They have this one here with the haunted house and the bats, and one with a spider and a spider web in the center. They also had this tombstone that says Trick or Treat, and then they have another one with some jack-o'-lantern faces, and those are nice and large. They're about 10 inches tall. As you can see, they're as big as the large DIY cutouts. They had some more of the sugar skulls, and then the witch's cauldron that says Trick or Treat. They also had some galvanized metal pieces. That this is the ghost. They had a jack-o'-lantern. They're all covered in plastic, so I took the plastic off so you guys could see. They have a witch's hat and then also a skeleton head. They brought back the galvanized metal words that say haunted, spooky, and beware. You get 3 in that package for $1. And then the small stands. These are the ones that are like double-sided. They had the skull and crossbones, the jack-o'-lantern, the haunted house, and a ghost. The ghost is not double-sided. Some of them are double-sided, some of them aren't. Then they had these little box sets. I think you could put a light inside of them. As you can see, they open up in the back. So they had a few different ones of those. I really like the jack-o'-lantern, the owl, and the sad ghost. Then they have these large panels. They look like they're covered in chalkboard paint. They have a pumpkin cutout at the top, and they're a nice large sign, probably about 2 feet tall and about 6 inches wide. And we'll move over into fall now. We're going to do the fall decor and the fall DIY items, and to play off of the chalkboard covered board, they also have one that's all in the natural, more towards geared towards like the fall items and Thanksgivings. They also have a cutout of a pumpkin at the top. These little pails we've seen before. They had these out a few weeks ago. There's actually 3 different ones. And then they have the crafter square jars with the gold lids, or you could get them with the black and white buffalo plaid lid, and those are the regular size plastic jars. They also have their LED lights and the 10 count. They're just packaged different, but they're the same lights from last year. They have the maple leaves and the jack-o'-lanterns. I'm sorry, just regular pumpkins, not jack-o'-lanterns. Then they had some more of the ceramic pieces. They had 2 different pumpkins with leaves. This really cute owl, and they had a scarecrow. And they're about the same size as the ones I showed you for Halloween. Then they have these large LED pillar candles. As you can see, they're a little bit tall and more narrow. They have some stickers with the gnomes, which were so cute, and a lot of the pumpkin spice, little red truck, rustic type stickers. They also had these metal pumpkins with the buffalo plaid that they gather in the blue. Fall, that one was orange, and the harvest was the black and gray. They have their window cling stickers that they've had out the last few years with the turkey, the leaf, and the pumpkins in different gourds, and then the window clings that are more of like the jelly type stickers for the windows. They had a couple different sets of those. They've brought back these 3 pumpkins here, and they have these new scarecrow. They're kind of like an ornament. Then they had the regular scarecrows, some of their garden picks. These are the metal ones. They had a few of the old ones. I think they're just leftovers from last year. Then they had quite a few of the new ones. They're a little bit lighter in color, and then they have different pictures on the front from the ones from last year, but they are the same size. They also have the corn, that's the metal stakes. They have them in the orange and yellow, and then they had the sunflowers as well. They had some smaller sunflowers up on the top hanging on a hook, and then those small miniature hay bales. You get 8 for $1. These signs right here are a repeat from last year, if you guys remember seeing those. And then the felt signs that say gather football, give thanks, and then the one with the turkey, those are repeat items from last year. Now these are new signs. They're made out of the particle board. They're really pretty. They have a nice farmhouse feel to them. There's quite a few new ones. They're a nice large sign too. They're about maybe about 11 by 14. They're pretty big, and then the other ones are about a 10 by 10. The ones you're seeing here with like the pumpkin spice is the spice of life and gather together. I want to say those are about a 10 by 10 size. Then this sign here with the buffalo plaid, it's a 3-piece sign that hangs vertically, and it looks very similar to the one that is a repeat to the left there with the wood palette behind it. It's the one that says the grateful with the flowers and things. That one was out last year. I don't remember the buffalo plaid one from last year. I think that one was new, but they had quite a bit of new signs. I was really excited to see that they had a lot of these out already, and this is just part of what's coming out for fall. There's still more items. These signs right here, they're out actually like an aluminum, so they're not just a particle board. So those were really nice. They had it in the red and the blue. Then they had the stake sign, or that one hangs, that has the arrows for the hayride. These are the particle board little red trucks, and then the wagons are made out of the aluminum, and there's 2 different ones there. They also had these new signs with some galvanized metal in the background, and as you can see, that's what it looks like on the back. I want you guys to see how it was put together. And then they had these new signs with a really pretty decorative edge that say different things like fall hay rides and pumpkin spice and everything nice. They also had these buffalo plaid pumpkins and this repeat pumpkin from last year, and the orange and white buffalo plaid. They had these pumpkins, which are a repeat. One's a pumpkin, one's an apple. It looks like a chalkboard background. And then the home fall pumpkins that are hanging vertically, those are new this year as well. Really pretty, nice, large signs. This one here with the sunflower and hay rides. And then these right here look similar to ones they had out last year, but I'm pretty sure they're new. The sayings are a little bit different, and the coloring is more in trend with what was really popular last year with the light blues and greens and the faux galvanized metal background for the sayings. They're really pretty. Just some close-up views of those for you guys. They brought back the vertical signs with the footballs and the pumpkins that say like welcome, play ball. And then they had a whole bunch of these boxes of pumpkins. So these are repeats. They have like the glitter, the gourds. I think the gourds, some of them actually look a little bit new. They're bigger than last year. They have those green pumpkins with the speckle, and then the pumpkins with the floral at the top. A lot of those are repeat items. So we're just going to scroll through those. They have like berries on them, different kinds of flowers. Some of them have leaves, and there's a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes for those pumpkins. The gourds just look a lot bigger to me than the ones that they had out last year. And those are just the styrofoam pumpkins with the plastic stems at the top. They also had these pumpkins back this year, but they didn't bring back the cream colored or white one. I think they replaced it with the silver looking one. They have dark blue, rust. They have like a mauve, eggplant, purple, a dark teal, and then the silver in this gold looking colored one. The stems look a lot nicer to me. It has a nice twist to it. Looks very realistic. Has a little bit of like a dark brown and gold highlight around it, which really makes them look like they're very realistic. And they're a decent sized pumpkin for $1. They also had some covered in some buffalo plaid material. I didn't like the stems on these as much. They look cheap, just plastic, but you could probably paint them and touch them up and make them look a little bit higher end. And those are the same size as those other pumpkins I just showed. And then they also have the larger pumpkins that are covered in that glitter type sequence. And they have them in the 3 different colors. And those are a repeat item from last year. Those also have the cheaper plastic stems. Then they have these shiny mirrored pine cones, acorns, and pumpkins, and a bunch of different colors, shapes, and sizes. Here's the acorns. Those are new this year. So are the pine cones. They have these really pretty orange mercury jars, and then a lot of their ceramic pumpkins that have like really pretty muted tones of red, blue, orange, green, even like a cranberry color, some different shades of orange. Some of the ceramic pumpkins with the imprint leaves on them with the gold stems. Those come in 2 different sizes. You can get them in orange, green, and white. They all have the gold stem. These pumpkins here have the removable lid on the jar. Those also come in the orange and the white with the gold stems. And then we saw these pumpkins here a few weeks ago. They just restocked them. They say thankful, grateful, and they have the sunflower. The sticker on the front's almost like a water slide sticker, if you know what that is. It looks like you could take it off if you didn't want it to be on there. And then they have a bunch of the ceramic pumpkins that have some speckled looks to them to make them look a lot more realistic. And there's a bunch of different varieties of those. They just had stacks of these ceramic pumpkins sitting out on a shelf. Then they had these really large corn stalks this year. There's 2 different colors, as you can see next to a 16-ounce water bottle. They're quite large, and you get 2 for $1. They also had the 110-piece glitter vase fillers. There's 3 different bags of those, and a whole bunch of the berry garland. They had like a dark red and orange. They also had one that was a little bit more like brown with a deep burgundy red. They had the dark red with a little bit lighter red, and then they had the white and the green. They also had a bunch of their large flowers with the clips on the back, which we've seen over the last few weeks in the floral. And these also have the glitter on the ends of the petals. They brought back the large leaves that are covered in glitter. You get 2. They have the clip on the back. They brought back the small sunflowers. And then these pumpkins are like small. They get 3 on a stick. And they also come in blue and white, but those were either gone or they hadn't put them out yet. They have some mini pumpkins as well. You get 5 in a package. And then the smaller pumpkins, which are repeat items from last year. They have the larger 3-piece ones in the orange and white. And then they have a bunch of the picks. They have the 4-piece, which are about the medium size. You could get the 10 count, which are the itty bitty ones on a stick. They have them in the white and the orange glitter. And they had them from like, I believe it was like 10, 5, 4, and there might have been one bag with 6, and just the smallest one has the most, and then the larger ones have the least per package. They had some new bows. These are the all-weather bows that you can put out. You get 2 for $1. They had 2 different ones with the plaid This one was new. I don't remember this last year. It has owls on it. It's really pretty. And then they have this one with the little blue truck filled with pumpkins in the background. It's really pretty. A bunch of their rolls of ribbon. They had the glitter ribbon, burlap ribbon. Some of them were the normal size rolls of ribbon where you get the 9 yards. And then some of them were almost twice the length. So they were like a very wide ribbon. They had a bunch of burlap ribbon with some new leaves on them that have a little bit of glitter. They brought back the little red truck ribbon. Some of these are repeats with like the chevron pattern and the just the glitter with the gold trim. And the different sayings for Thanksgiving. They brought back the red and white and the black and white buffalo plaid. And these have like the different sayings for Thanksgiving on them. There's a few different ones of those. There's a close-up. Some of these were the repeat items. And then this one looked new. So this was the extra wide ribbon. As you can see, it's a lot bigger. I actually put two side by side so you could see a comparison there. They have a bunch of the smaller ribbon as well with like fox on it. This is the 9 yards. You get a couple with the hedgehog. There's like 2 different ones of those. And then they also have the one with the camping. And then this smaller ribbon is also a repeat. Some of it has the gold trim on the end, but they have the owls, the plaid, the pumpkins, the solid orange, the leaves with the glitter, the solid brown, and then the little red truck with the pumpkins in the back. They had a whole bunch of the deco mesh. Some of it looks like candy corn, has the orange trim through it, and then the different browns. I really love this one. It looks like the ribbon that they had out, but it just looks like it's striped. It doesn't look like it's buffalo plaid. I could be wrong, but they really do just look striped to me. And they had that in the black and white as well. So they have a whole bunch of the different striped patterns and just rolls and rolls of the deco mesh. Like they had tons of boxes of them. You can get the wider stripes, and some of them have the more narrow stripes. There's a bunch of different color patterns. They had the solid ones as well that had the gold kind of woven through it. And then some of them were just the complete solid color. Like if it was green, it was completely green without the gold, which I like because you don't always want to add the gold trim. Then they brought back the tulle with the like gold colored leaves on it. And then they have the splatter mesh as well. And those are in a bunch of different fall colors. They had brown, green, like a cranberry color, and a dark orange. They had the solid color tulle that has a lot of glitter on it. They had the gold, orange, green, and red. I know everyone's going to be excited to see they brought back the pumpkin wire wreath frame. They have these little DIY paint sets. These are all repeats. There's, I believe, 4 different ones. They have like the little red truck, some pumpkins, a scarecrow, and a farm. They also have these stones that you can paint. They have like pumpkins on them that comes with the paint and the paintbrush, and they're just the DIY rock painting kits. There's about 4 or 5 different ones of those. They also have these miniature truck decorations. They're just ornaments. They had them in blue, red, and green. You get 4 for $1. They brought back the miniature scarecrow picks. And then they had these little wood apples. They also had mushrooms, pears. Those were gone already. And then they had some more of the clips. They had leaves, pumpkins. There's supposed to be little red trucks, and I know there's apple pie. Then they have the ornaments that you can DIY. There's 8 in a pack, so the fox is new. The pumpkins are a repeat item. I think the acorns are new. I know the fox is definitely new. They have apples this year, and then they also have like a mug with pumpkin spice. You get 8. And then they have brought back the pumpkins, the turkeys, the owls. Those are, and the acorns, those are the double-sided stands that you can fill. It's like a little basket. Then again, they have these little wood trucks that you can DIY. There's 2 different ones of those. There's a view of the top. They have the large DIY truck sign with the pumpkins in the back, the large turkey. They have the large owl that has some 3D pieces on it, and then the thankful and blessed wood cutout piece. They also have this one that says harvest wishes with the maple leaf, and then the gather together with the cornucopia. They brought back the 3D pumpkin, and they have these wood palette pumpkins, which are super cute. And then they have these 3D pumpkins that say welcome fall and hello autumn. Has some 3D pieces there. They have the solid wood pumpkins. They have the wood palette leaves. They have a solid leaf, and then the 3D leaves. They also have the solid acorn and the wood palette acorn. Then they have a whole bunch of these pumpkins with an initial on them. They come in orange and in the white. And I took a picture of all of the different letters I could find. The downfall of this is I could only find 2 of each letter. So if there's like A, there's 2 A's in the whole stack. So they had the letter A, B, they had C and D. They also had E. They had the letter G and H. And then I believe this was a J. I don't think it was an I. The K. They also had letter L, M, and P. P, R, S, and T. And then they also had W. So it has a little faux metal leaf at the top and a buffalo plaid ribbon. Then they have, I love these mason jars. They're so cute. They have some of the ceramic pumpkins as well with the initials on them. So for the mason jars, the letters actually cut out in the pumpkin. And then it has some faux metal at the top of the jar with the buffalo plaid ribbon. They are absolutely gorgeous. But again, for each letter, I could only find 2. So once those 2 are gone, if they don't restock them, they are going to be pretty hard to find. And they had all the same letters in the mason jars as they did the large pumpkins. Now the smaller ceramic pumpkins, they didn't have as many letters. I noticed they had quite a bit, but not as many as in the signs. So these are the ceramic pumpkins. They had the orange. Those are a repeat from last year. I just tried to scroll through and show you guys as many letters as I could see. I couldn't really go through them as easily because they kept tipping over. They have the natural ones that look like wood. Those all have a burlap bow at the top. And the letters are kind of inset into the pumpkin, so it's like a groove, which is nice. It's not just a sticker that's stuck on the front there. There's quite a bit of letters. There's not that many vowels. So if your last name starts with a vowel, I think that would probably be the hardest one to find. I think the only one I saw was an E and an A. Then they have the painted ones with the gold. I didn't like these ones as much. They come in 3 different colors, but they weren't painted as nicely as the rest of them. Then they had their felt placemats. They had the 2 different fall leaves. They also had the large pumpkins that are covered in the glitter. And then they had a sunflower. There's glitter in the center of that one and a large owl. And then I know not all stores have Dollar Tree Plus, but mine does. So these are the $3 to $5 items. They had the larger pumpkins that were $3. And then these larger pumpkins, which look like the small ones that were $1, they are $5. They also had a bunch of the $3 pumpkins with the flowers on top. And then I love these barn doors. There's 2 different ones. Those were $5. They have these stuffed characters. They're $3. There's 3 different ones of those. And then they have these large welcome signs that have leaves that hang down. Those were $5. And then one of them has pumpkins that hangs from it. They also had the one that says grateful. Then they have these large scarecrow door hangers. There's 2 different ones. Those are $5. They had some little sets of like gnome houses and things. Here's some close-up views of those. Has the accessories. Those were $5. They also had the milk cans. I believe those were $5. For some reason, I didn't get a picture of the price tag. I'm pretty sure they were $5 each. They also had these that sit on a table. They say gather and bless. The words are metal. Has a stem at the top. So it looks like a pumpkin. and some Scrabble letters down at the bottom. They also had these trucks for $5. They're a nice large truck for $5, and these large lanterns for $5. They're battery operated. They also had some large shelf-sitting scarecrows for $5. The smaller ones are $3. And then they had the scarecrow sitting on a half wreath. Those were $3. And then the flowers were $5. These DIY boxes are $5. They're a nice size box. They're about an 8 by 8 inch size. We also had these that say Happy Fall and Thankful with the galvanized metal. They're quite large for $5. And that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the other video I posted today. I'd really appreciate that. If you guys could give this video a like, check out some of our DIY crafting videos. I use items from the Dollar Tree to create most of the crafts. I try to use all items from the Dollar Tree. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing what Dollar Tree has out this year for fall. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.